And we are back. Pokemon X Hardcore Nuzlocke. We are only using Fairy-type Pokemon. This is going to be the beginning of our second attempt, as our first attempt failed in spectacular fashion. So we are here. Our starter is going to be the normal Fairy Azurill once again, but this time it's actually going to have huge power for its passive. So we are going to utilize that to our advantage. Let's get this thing going. All right, same thing as the first attempt. We get the Marrow from the Friendship Evolution for the gym battle, and we just use the Defense Crow Rollout Cheese. This time we're hitting much harder with the huge power, and we get that first gym badge, no problem. This time, Bulbasaur did not get the Leech Seed off in the Professor Sycamore fight against the three Kanto starters, so it was a little bit easier. We just had to deal with the smoke screen from the Charmander, and no issues there. All right, this time on our Route 7 encounter, it is going to be the Flabebe, which means we will have the Gardevoir for this attempt, and I am super excited about it. So let's drop back, chuck an Ultra Ball, and look forward to both a Florges and a Gardevoir. That means we run back to Route 4 and go ahead and secure our Routes encounter. This is going really well. Let's see if we can make this second attempt the one where we take it all home. All right, that leads us to our glittering cave encounter, and it is going to be the Mawile. This time it has Hyper Cutter and not Intimidate. However, last attempt we had the Intimidate with a negative attack nature. This time we have Hyper Cutter with a positive attack nature. So I think that's a decent trade-off, although Intimidate is kind of hard to replace. This time, no casualties in the second gym. We played much smarter, much safer. Everyone was leveled up. And then Snowball the Mawile just comes in, gets a nice Swords Dance down, and completely sweeps Grant. The only issue we had was the paralysis, but thankfully the little guy was able to see through it and just completely smack everybody around with these rock smashes. And we are looking really good here. And now we're going to be headed to that third gym with the fadeaway crit. On our way there, we run into the little Snubble encounter, chuck the Luxury Ball, and secure it, and this one also has Intimidate. As far as the fight against Karina here with her two Lucarios, we just use the Grumble and take out both of them with no issues. And you know what that means? The Dedenne encounter is up next, and this time the little guy has Cheek Pouch, so the berries heal for so much more. Last time we had Pickup, and I didn't even realize that. So we drop back with a signature Dive Ball and get the Dedenne, a Dive Ball Dedenne. And now it is time for our Reflection Cave encounter. In our first attempt, it was the Carbink, really cool rock fairy type Pokemon. This time, it's going to be a Gardevoir backup in the Mr. Mime, as it is also Psychic Fairy. But my little Dedenne is having some trouble with him. Dendemil is just getting hit with Encores and Light Screens, and then the silly Psywave is just so unpredictable. You don't know if it's going to be a little bit of damage or a ton of damage, and the Mr. Mime does not want to get caught. So Dendemil gets slapped down to 14, and I misclick run. I got so scared of losing my tiny cute little chubby Raichu Pikachu clone that I got scared and ran away. So we lose the Mr. Mime encounter. Wow. All right, it is time to take on Serena before the third gym. And if you remember last time, this is where we lost my cute and cuddly little Dedenne to the critical hit Water Pulse from the Greninja pre-evolution. So we don't need to mess with that. We don't need to get in danger. We have plenty of Pokemon. We can just swap in and out, and nobody needs to die. So Meowstic being troublesome as always. Dendemil just trading with her back and forth, trying to chip away and get some health back. But this, we are not getting anywhere, and we are probably going to lose this war of attrition. So let's just get the Volt Switch, get some chip down, and get somebody who can actually do something. We have a full team of 6. We haven't lost to anybody. The only thing we've lost is that Mr. Mime encounter, as we tank a critical right off the bat. You don't love to see that, but we drop back with a Swords Dance, and the paralysis comes down. Beautiful stuff. The light screen fades. We get a second Swords Dance while the paralysis is here, and now we are going to be hitting for so hard on top of super effective damage. The Meowstic is gone. The Frogadier is here to stay, and we can just go for a bite. I think a bite plus 4 can absolutely kill. The Water Pulse comes down, and it does get the confusion, and we get I can't even, dude. The Water Pulse confuses Snowbell the Mawile, and because we have a +4 Swords Dance, we smack ourselves in the face and kill ourselves. Of course we do, because of course we do. And this Frogadier has blood on its hands. It has blood in its veins. Of course it does. It has ice in its veins. There you go. And I am broken. Every single time this is our second attempt, so we are 2 for 2 of losing a prized Pokemon to Serena right here at the tower right before the third gym. This is impeccable. This is ridiculous. And as you can see, I do believe I just took a coffee break after that. I was like, yep. And then now we're coming back. We send out Geosenge, our ridiculous Gardevoir, and she is here for recompense. She is here for redemption, and she is going to avenge the broken. And everyone that we lose along the way, this Gardevoir is going to be the person that people have to answer to as the Absol comes down. And now we have 4 options to swap to, not 5, because the Mawile is dead, and we get the Intimidate onto Absol, keeping those physical attacks at bay. And now we have the big dog versus the very cool, mystical, majestic steed, and they are just trading blows back and forth. The bulldoze comes down. We're just gonna need one more here. No critical hit on the bite. Beautiful stuff. The quick attack does come in. No crit. Awesome. And we get the fade on Absol. That's it. Let's go see how the third gym went, shall we? All right, after clearing all of the trainers in the third gym, we just get to work straight away on Karina's team of fighting type Pokemon, and Geosenge is just flexing right now. She's got the stab confusion, and these guys' special defense are not good enough, and she is just firing away. She's up in the sniper's perch, and just the bolt action rifle is popping off, and we go ahead and secure that third gym badge. Making our way to the fourth gym here, we get our hands on a shiny stone and upgrade the Floette into a full-blown Florges, and she is absolutely sweeping Serena's team. This feels good. This feels right, and we are just going to take care of business, get rid of our rival once and for all, and make our way into the fourth gym. Hopefully no casualties, and let's go see what Rammus is up to. All right, this time no casualties in the gym itself. And as far as Ramos goes, we just lock down the jump bluff, send out our Gardevoir, and get that +6 special attack, +6 special defense from that Calm Mind, which is absolutely glorious. And now we are just going to try to sweep his team. The jump bluff is there, and now the jump bluff is gone. The Ace Go-Go comes down, one of the best grass type Pokemon in general, and he does hold on to a +6 confusion. We're gonna have to tank a bulldoze up front here, but we should be okay, as Ramos is probably gonna heal up. Yes, he does. He goes in for the hyper potion. Go back to full HP. We throw down another confusion, and Go holds on with 1 or 2 HP to his name, and we are gonna rinse repeat. Once again, another hyper potion comes down, another confusion gets thrown across the battlefield. Go in the red. His vitality is there. The takedown across, and it leaves us at 40 HP. The recoil damage taking out the beefy goat himself, and that only leaves the Weepinbell. It is a sacrifice. It is a slaughter, as the super effective stab confusion connects with a disgusting fadeaway crit. You'll love to see it. All right, time for the fifth gym against Clement and his electric type Pokemon. Last time we did lose our Grumble in this same situation and scenario. We take out Team Flare at the power plant. We get all that stuff. We go through the gym. We survive, no problem. And now we're going to clear the first Pokemon in this fight, it being the Magneton. And now the Ace Heliolisk comes down. He completely destroyed our Grumble last time, so we're going to learn from our mistakes. We're going to swap into Laver here, our Florges, with a really nice special defense. But the fight is not going to be over here, as any critical hits could be devastating. But let's see if we can work around this and take out this very scary and fast lizard. We do have the Wish lineup here, so we're going to get the Wish down. Somebody is going to get that massive heal, whether it is the Florges, or maybe we swap into the Gardevoir, who is also really good in that special defense department. We could also swap into Dedenne, who has that neutral pivot, and the Thunderbolt comes down, and we tank that really well. Only 30 damage off the top there, and the Wish comes true on top of the leftovers, keeping us safe. The only problem is we do not have a very good way to damage the Heliolisk, so we got to watch out for that. But we do have the Wish here, and we could potentially just really take our time here with the leftovers and Wish play and just completely chip him down. Or we could try to open the door to swapping into Geosenge here our beautiful Guard of Wire. As it comes down, it has Trace. It's going to get the Dry Skin ability on top, but the Thunderbolt comes down, and that does do quite a bit of damage. Thankfully, the Wish compensating for that pivotal swap. And now we do have Calm Mind that can do really well in these extended trades. However, we don't have the leftovers, and we can't really set up another Wish, so I don't know if that was the right play. Maybe we should have just went straight into the confusion as a critical hit breaks through the Calm Mind that we just set up, and now we are really hurting. That is brutal. Definitely getting punished for trying to sneak a Calm Mind in there, but we're going to swap to Dedenne, who eats a Stab Quick Attack. That does some good damage off the top here, and we could go for Charm, but that's not going to do much since Helios Thunderbolt is special. The Parabolic Charge does literally nothing, and look at that, not very effective Thunderbolt. This Lizard is not messing around. If you do not have a ground type, this guy is an absolute problem as we get a Volt Switch, and that gets Heliolisk into the red, but that's still not enough. We could swap back into Levair. The Florge is just a tank, another Thunderbolt, and here is the Thunderbolt. 67 HP to our name, and that's a really good job by Levair the Florge, just tanking all of these stab Thunderbolts. So right here, let's just get a Wish in. I think we are risking the I think we are risking the critical as we were at 40 plus HP, and he's been doing a consistent 30. So why not just crit our brick wall of a special defense Pokemon? Goodbye, Florges. This one is on me, and we send out our cute Dedenne for recompense, for reconciliation, and this is brutal. You do get to see the cheek pouch here as the Oranberry heals for 10, but then he gets a monstrous 34 or 44 more HP on top of that, so a very fun and helpful ability when it comes to utilizing those berries, and we do get the fadeaway there on the Heliolisk, but at what cost? We have lost the Mr. Mime encounter. We have lost the Mawile, and now we've lost Florges. This is so ridiculous. This run is so much harder than I thought it would be, if I'm being honest. And we still do have the Guard of Wire, and of course, we still have my pride and joy Dedenne here. But this is looking rough. I really do wish that Charizard was a fairy type so we could use it, but he's just there for the Fly HM at the moment, and the Emolga is here. This is a very cute and cuddly showdown here. Two Pikachu clones doing their thing. The Aerial Ace connects, and that does good damage, even though it's not very effective, and they are just sparring back and forth here. We get a clean Volt Switch, and we can go into core away our Gramble, and let's just clean this up. Let's get out of here. Let's lick our wounds, and hopefully be able to make it through the rest of the run. We still do have the Klefki encounter. We still have the Wigglytuff encounter, so we can still work with a team of 6. It's just Florges is one of like the top 3 Pokemon you can use in this run, so that was a devastating loss. Let's see if we can rebound. As far as the Serena rival battle in between the 5th and the 6th gym, we just send out Geosenge, the Guard of Wire, and she is at the point in the game where she has access to Thunderbolt and Calm Mind, so this is just an absolute cakewalk as we fade away crit the Absol, and she is not in fear of her life. She doesn't care. She is just chilling. She is just swaying in the wind, and she's like, do your worst, Gray Ninja. Hit me with 5 Water Shurikens if you must, but instead just gets hit by 2 and completely fades with the Thunderbolt. Thank you, Serena. We'll see you next time. For the 6th gym battle against the fairy types here, Mawile gets off some really nice crunches, which makes me a little bit nervous. So we are just going to go ahead and take out the little Yordle right here, right now, so we don't get potentially crit like we have in the past. Protect Cheese for a little bit of leftovers on the top there, and we're just going to clear the Fairy Steel type, and then it's going to be up to us to take out Mr. Mime as well as the Sylveon. So the Big Jaws goes down, and now Mr. Mime's going to be doing his thing, and we just need Guard of Wire to get healthy enough to not get crit one shot by like a Psychic or something, or probably a Dazzling Gleam, since that's going to be neutral. So the light screen comes down. That is going to hold us off a little bit as we're trying to sweep here, but no problem. The leftovers continuing to get our health back. On top of that, Calm Mind does give us that special defense buff as well, which is super nice. So that'll keep us safe while also hitting harder. That's why I absolutely love moves like Bulk Up and Calm Mind instead of just like Howl, or even Swords Dance is more risky because you don't have a lot of defense, but defense doesn't matter when you get crit right through it as Mr. Mime Dazzling Gleams, and she is doing work right now. She is miming, she is making fun of us, but don't you worry about that. I've got you. We're going to risk it a little bit here for one more combine, hoping it doesn't crit once again. It does not. We hold on. Geosenge holds the line, and there goes the light screen. So now we are maxed out combine with a locked and loaded Thunderbolt. And this Mr. Mime, that is a female, is gone and it is forgotten. As the Sylveon comes down here, and it is going to be the final Pokemon, the Ace, level 42, looking fantastic. Got his little bow tie. Tough guys wear pink right here. Right now, we get Protect just for a little bit of reprieve with the leftovers, getting us to a safer space just in case Sylveon gets a really nice crit off. And there's the Quick Attack. We tank that, no problem. We pivot to a Stab Psychic, and good night. We've got the 6th gym badge. All right, after going through a bunch of Team Flare nonsense here, we pop into the Lost Hotel and go ahead and secure a bundle of keys here. We're going to add a little bit of jingle to our squad, drop back, chuck the nest ball, and secure the Clef Key encounter. Once again, we find ourselves facing off against our rival Serena right before the 7th gym. And really, this is just going to be a joined team effort here as Gardevoir and Azumarill are just going to go back to back and take out her team. The Meowstic was taken down by Dedenne and Anastar, the Klefki. And then we've got the troublesome Flareon here coming in with those bites and doing quite a bit of damage on top of those flinches. So we are just fine. We're going to pivot into the Chubby Water Mouse, get the Aqua Tail right there. Absol comes down, and we are looking so good with our huge power. So these Aqua Tails are hitting ridiculously hard. The Absol does hold on, though, while getting off a Swords Dance, but we are just fine there. We're going to tank this right there, right here, right now. And Vanderbilt just doing a little happy jiggle. The Greninja comes down, and this Chubby Water Mouse does not fear this Ace Pokemon. Not one bit. As we go in for a not very effective Aqua Tail, we are just trying to trim Greninja's health down low enough to where we can open the door for a superpower that will kill. Now, we could have potentially one-shot with superpower since Greninja does have that dark typing, but I didn't want to risk anything with that defense drop you get after using it. So now that Greninja's in a safe spot, we tank a critical, we get a little bit risky, but we respond with a superpower fadeaway critical. You'll love to see it. Serena's defeated. Let's go check out that 7th gym. Game plan for the 7th gym, those psychic type Pokemon, we just get a paralysis down with the Klefki, swap into the Gardevoir, and go for that 6 times Calm Mind. Give me that max special defense, give me that max special attack, and now the Gardevoir is just stalling with Wish, waiting for that light screen to fall, and the Sigilyph was an absolute means to an end. I do apologize, old friend, but you have to go. The Sigilyph falls, and now we've only got 2 more Pokemon to deal with. The Meowstic comes down super fast, super cool. It's going to get the fake out cheese here. We have leftovers to keep ourselves at a healthy, safe distance away from those one-shot crits. The Calm Mind trying to stay alive, trying to do more damage, but the Moonblast comes down, and Meowstic is no more. That just leaves Slowking here, and she's going to say hi, and then she is going to absolutely tap out and bow down before the person or the Pokemon that is known as Gardevoir. All right, second attempt here. We've made it back to Lysander Labs, and we are fighting the man, the myth himself here for the first time out of 3. And they're basically going to be consecutive here. He's going to get some evolutions, he's going to get some levels under his belt, and it's going to get progressively harder. But if you recall from the first attempt, this is actually where we lost Florges and completely basically lost the run single-handedly. So that Gyarados did so much work against my team. So this time we have the Dedenne, we have the Gardevoir. We actually don't have the Florges because I lost her earlier on, but that is okay. The little tiny rodent is doing work here. We're going to try our best to set up on the Mienfoo. We got some charms down, we got the paralysis down, and we get the Gardevoir out there. The high jump kick connects and does literally nothing because it's not very effective 4 times over with that fairy psychic typing. And now we are just going to ramp up with these Calm Minds. If we can get Geosenge to +6, it is over. We will be able to sweep Lysander's entire team as we are taking these acrobatics, no problem. Calm Mind comes down. We do have to be wary of those criticals as always, as that will do so much damage because it will go through all of the charms that we set up with the tiny little Dedenne. But right here, we're already working with 3 Calm Minds. We have leftovers. We have Wish if we need, and we are tanking this no problem. Geosenge is doing so much. Gardevoir is clearly the MVP so far. So proud of her and so happy we were able to secure her. for this run. We are almost to +6 Calm Mind here. The Mienfoo is getting very antsy. As you can see his facial expression, he is angry. He doesn't like this. He feels like he got a raw deal, and he is just throwing those acrobatics across the field, and we are tanking them. No problem. One more Calm Mind, and we are going to be good to go. And I think we can sweep Lysander's entire team of 4 and just really get the ball moving forward in this run. So beautiful stuff. Now, I do like to usually get a wish in before I start the sweep, so that no matter what happens once we clear this first Pokemon, we can be at full HP as the final turn. I was here with the Mienfoo in this moment. He gets the critical, and we drop all the way to 49 HP, but thankfully, we're going to be fine with the leftovers and the wish coming true, but that was really scary, and it's a good thing that he only got 1 critical hit, because if he got more, it was all over. So we're basically at full health now. The Intimidate does not matter as we're leaning into special attack, and we are faster than the Big Sea Leviathan, and he is gone. He did so much damage last time, and he didn't even get a chance to say anything this time, and it's absolutely beautiful. The Murkrow comes down, is just a parting favor, just a parting gift, and now Lysander throws out his last Pokemon, which is going to be the Pyroar, the Fire Normal Lion here, and we gonna have to tank this Fire Blast as we are slower, no problem. Gardevoir shrugs that off and just completely launches a Psychic at the Pyroar. That is the first Lysander fight down, and as far as this video goes, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it, and I will catch you on the flip. Peace.